reintroduce myself. My name is Ro. It's right here. It's Playoff Central Live, presented by AT&T 5G, along with the All-Star and champion Steve Smith, the lottery legend Greg Anthony. We just witnessed the Milwaukee Bucks take a 2-1 lead in the best-of-7 series. They get the victory tonight against the Hawks. Trae Young has an ankle injury, steps on an official's foot later in the third quarter. Really wasn't the same after that. Smitty, coming to you first. Initial reactions, and you can go either way, but what stood out most to you? Was it the Bucks' victory and what they did after Trae's injury, or what happened with the Hawks?
Number 22, Chris Middleton. That's what stood out for me. Chris Middleton, this is the best I've seen him play. The reason why, GA, is not just because of the points, but he had 11 rebounds. He had 7 assists, and he was aggressive. It was a meaningful game. The pressure on the Hawks with his size. Even though he shot threes, he shot over guys. He didn't let them off the hook. So what was the game to me? It was all Chris Middleton on the Bucks side. Even though Giannis played well, it was Chris Middleton for me.
Middleton playing well, and as you mentioned, he's become the closer. We know he's not the number one option per se, but in the fourth quarter, he becomes that. We saw him come up big in Game 7 against the Brooklyn Nets. We saw him win a game against the Miami Heat in the first round. He's accepted this role and really filled it well.
Well, in a lot of ways, he is their first option, to your point, being a closer in the fourth quarter. And the advantage he has is he can play like a first option, but you can't defend him like a first option because he's not the focal point of your defense. And that's a huge luxury. And to your point, yeah, now he's comfortable playing that way. They were plus 22 points in the paint. You know, they were basically even at that three-point line. And then Giannis is always getting his 30.
Yes.
So now, right now, it's starting to look scary because this was a game that Atlanta had a chance at, and he took it over in the fourth quarter. They had no answer.
No answer whatsoever. Entering into this game, the Bucks were 8-0 when Chris Middleton shot 40% or better. Now they go to 9-0 because he shot over 40% in this one, clearly. Taking a look at Giannis, we know that he's going to get his numbers, as GA mentioned, Smitty. He ends up with 33 and 10 in this one, gets to the free throw line and handles his business for the most part. They tried to count early, maybe disturbed him a little bit, but he was able to shake that off and still do what he does best.
Well, he's never going to shoot it excellent at the free throw line, but he's not scared to go there. That's the one thing is 13 free throw attempts, 6 for 13. It's not great, but he will continually absorb contact, look for contact, and he's not shying away. I like the way he played. I thought also give a lot of credit to Bobby Portis. The energy he's bringing. Didn't play a lot in the last series, but he is not one of those guys that's saying, poor me, GA. He's coming to put a lot of pressure on them in if they don't get to the free throw line.
And the game is about possessions, right? And so when you look at this game, they're plus 15 on the backboard, the Bucks. The Hawks don't get to the free throw line. They haven't shot more than 16 free throws in any game in this series. So you're losing possessions by not getting there. And then three-point wise, the Hawks were up 4 there, but the Bucks offset that by their ability to get out. Now, it doesn't show in the fast break points, but one thing, and this is where the coaching matters, the Bucks know they can run on Atlanta. If you watch this game, how many possessions did they get down and they just threw it over the top for easy baskets? Too many.
Well, we'll go to Nate right now, who's at the podium.
Stopping that run, Middleton got hot and, made some tough shots. We had open looks in that fourth quarter and, just didn't knock down those shots. Really they did what you need to do to win. When we got a rhythm and got a little momentum going, they was able to respond with some big baskets and big stops.
Ben Golliver. Coach, what was your view of the Trae's injury? And then did you feel like that threw off your offensive rhythm? I think down the stretch it was something like you guys had like 3 baskets in the final 7 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he tweaked his ankle, and of course, we had to go with some other options. And but again, I thought we got some open looks in the fourth quarter. Didn't knock down those shots. They did a good job of making us pay when we didn't get a basket in that fourth quarter. Middleton seemed like he was hitting everything. Giannis did a good job of keeping that momentum for those guys. And then when they miss, they got a couple offensive rebounds that were big.
Did you feel like he was moving normally injury, or was he hesitant at all?
No, he was a little sore.
Tim?
Nate, obviously you've been around a long time and see guys get going like Chris did in that fourth quarter. Is there anything you could look back on it thinking that you would have liked to have tried to do differently, or is that just one of those situations where a guy that gets going and it almost doesn't matter?
Well, I mean, a guy's hot like that, you would like to hit what we call hit, basically run a guy at him. And, I thought we were trying to do that one or two times, and before we could even get a guy on him, he had released it. So he was really scoring from everywhere, from the perimeter in the post, off the dribble. But you would like to get the ball out of his hands in situations like that.
And I talked to you before the game about the size they have and the ability they have to attack. It seemed like for most of the game, at least, if not even really other than Chris was going crazy late, it seemed like you guys were able to do a decent job of slowing them down defensively. And we were all happy with what you guys did.
Yeah, I thought the big thing for us was to get off to a good start. And I thought the first quarter we were able to do that. And really try to keep this team in front. They were still attacking. It's really a three-headed monster over there with Antetokounmpo and Middleton, as well as Drew. All of those guys are excellent isolation players. They do a good job of spacing the floor. And if you are committing to the ball, then they will be more than happy to shoot the three ball. So, it puts really challenges your defense to try to cover them one-on-one and make them shoot tough shots. But they're capable of making those shots.
Chris Kirschner?
Going back to Trey for a second, was there any consideration to put Lou in with his ankle obviously sore like you said?
When he came back to the bench, I was told that he was available. And, once he got out there, I saw that he wasn't moving well. When I took him out the last few seconds, he couldn't go back. I was basically looking to rotate him offense, defense, and he couldn't go back. But when he came back to the bench, Chris, basically, I was told that he was available. He could go again.
And then there was a stretch where John sat 14 minutes after picking up his fourth foul. Was there anything he needed to bring back earlier?
No, I mean, he had 4 fouls, and early in that third quarter, Gallo did a good job of filling in. We was trying to buy as much time as we could. And I thought O did a real nice job to start that fourth quarter, but we was just trying to buy as much time as we could.
Back to Tim?
Just following up on Trey quick, when you said he couldn't come back in at the end there, is there any concern about him going forward, do you think, or is that just because?
I don't know right now. I think when he returned to the floor, he was obviously limping on that. And when I subbed him, we decided to just keep him out.
We'll go to Zoom now, and we will begin with Steve Hummer.
Yeah, Nate, for 3 quarters there, how did you see Trey, how he responded to game 2, and did you really feel that he was on the verge of finishing out a special kind of game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was, doing a good job. He was scoring for us. I thought he was he came out aggressive and was able to, see the ball go in the basket tonight early. And I thought that gave us a spark. He was his old self, just being really aggressive, attacking in the pick and roll. When they gave him space, he was able to, knock down a couple of threes. But I liked the fact that he was aggressive and he was trying to establish that tempo that we wanted to play at.
Jeff Schultz.
Yeah, Nate, following up Steve's question, did you two have a conversation at all after the last game? Did he articulate to you about how determined he was to sort of try to make amends for the last game?
No, Jeff, I didn't talk with him. I think, this is really a growth period for Trey. And, I don't think you just go to him every time he has a game. He needs to figure it out himself. He put the game on himself, our last loss. And, my thought was that with that was to just leave him alone. Talk about the things that the defense was doing, the adjustments that they made, point those out. But, this is a time for him to figure out what he needs to do. And he knew that he needed to be aggressive. He had a bad game, and players have that. So I don't just run to him every time, he has a bad outing. I thought this was time for him to just figure it out. And I thought he did. He came out very aggressive and was able to really establish that first quarter for us.
Just a couple more. We'll go to McLean Baxley from the AJC.
You talked about a little bit earlier, getting John Collins on the bench, with those fouls, but, Danilo and Eric Gallinari coming in with 18 points, and, how crucial was his play and off the bench and just, keeping pace with what Milwaukee was trying to do?
Well, he gave us a big lift. They are doing a lot of switching out there, and they're giving us matchups on the post with John and Gallo, and those guys have been able to win their matchups, down there. So, I think we need to, be a little bit more patient and go to those matchups a little more, Gallo and John have shown that they can score against those matchups. Gallo, we needed him a lot sooner tonight with John getting in foul trouble. He's been doing this for us all season long, just bringing that scoring punch off the bench.
Okay, the final question from Zoom will come from Davide.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, in the fourth quarter, you had to change a little bit about your offensive style. What did you like there and what you didn't?
In what quarter?
The final quarter, obviously, with Trey injured.
Well, I thought of course, their defense picked up, and I thought we was able to get some open looks, with some of our best shooters shooting the ball, and we just, the ball didn't fall for us. Bogey had a couple open looks. Trey had an open look, going down the stretch, and just wasn't able to, get the ball to go down for us. Scoring 17 points in that fourth quarter really was the difference.
The final question will come from inside the room and Chris Kirshner.
Nate, I understand that Bogey is hurt, but what have you thought of how he's played in these 3 games so far?
Well, he's getting better, tonight he ended up playing 35 minutes, so health-wise, he's getting better. His shot just has not fallen for him, but, he's a guy who, I believe that next shot is going down. And, he has some wide open looks that, I'm willing to trust that he's going to knock those shots down. It's just not falling for him. It hasn't fallen for him this series, but health-wise, he's actually getting better.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Yeah, just being around him a lot, and he starts to see it go in. He starts to feel good. He gets in a rhythm. He can score different ways. He and Giannis in a two-man game. It's a tough choice. So, huge fourth quarter. I think he had 20 in the fourth quarter, and yeah, just glad he's on our side.
PJ has what is a wide open quarter three, and instead finds him for one.
Yeah, it's a great, I think PJ's IQ, PJ's awareness. I thought PJ on the boards was huge. He got, offensive rebound, couple of them, defensive rebounds, the physicality he brings to our group. But yeah, that extra pass to Chris when he's rolling, and to feel that and see it, those are important.
And then just for you, the way that Giannis was going early in the game and then just often throughout, what do you think of the physicality that he brought to the message that you mentioned?
Yeah, good. Like you said, I think he got some good stuff going early. I thought the big fadeaway in the middle, late was a big basket. His screen setting, playing in transition, so he's going to have to fill his cup back up and get ready to go again.
How much of tonight too is sort of weathering storms? Obviously 7-0, down 15, and then even early fourth when Young goes out, that they kind of make a run.
Yeah, no, credit to Atlanta. They came out well. They executed. They ran in. They got behind us in transition. So we did not have a good start, and then a couple different stretches. Weren't our best, but credit to the players in the fourth quarter. 17-point defensive quarter, just to find a way to win. It's on the road. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. So the guys just found a way tonight.
Right along with that, the start like you had on the road in a game like this can be overwhelming. Is there something that you said or something that was talked about in the huddle to try to calm us down a little bit?
No, I remember one time out Giannis say, just do it stop by stop. I think Giannis's leadership in the timeouts, Giannis saying, I think when you go to your defense and when that's what you're talking about in timeouts, when you're not playing well, we think that's where it starts. And so I think Giannis and Chris and those guys just getting stops, trying to wear them down. So I think it's just good. That's our identity. We want to be good defensively and play off of that.
You've had Chris for 3 years here. His numbers have been relatively flat, but it seems like he's more comfortable, I guess, in these situations, maybe a little more mature than a couple years ago. Have you noticed that comfort level?
Yeah, no, I think, he's in a good place. I think, our whole group, sometimes you have to go through some things. I didn't understand everything you said, but he's in a good place now. And, I think between Drew and Chris and Giannis and then whoever else is on the court, with them, just finding good spots. There's a lot of confidence in the group.
Just following up on that, but to have Chris pick up 3-4 fouls and then have that foul come in the fourth quarter specifically, or sometimes that's been the time when things get overwhelming, what kind of growth is that showing?
Yeah, no, the foul trouble and just, sometimes that can get you off your game. And just, both teams are, constantly complaining and frustrated. And Chris, isn't any different, but then to compose himself, deal with his own personal foul trouble, deal with whatever's going on in the game, compose himself and score 20 in the fourth quarter. Just speaks to his character, to his growth. He's a hell of a player.
How did you manage to settle in defensively, especially from the point where I think they were up 95, 88,
Yeah, I think just the rotation, the subbing, got to a place, I think Tuck came back in the game and, he brings a great physicality, brings a great defensive mindset. We were able to get a couple rebounds and I think found a couple threes in transition and the game just flipped right there. I think we were up 96-95 and but I think more just some natural subs, but I thought Tuck was huge in the fourth quarter, huge just on the boards. But Chris, Giannis, Chris is switching on to Trae Young, Tuck's switching on to Trae Young, Giannis, all these guys are having to take their turns, and then they got to battle the big guys on the boards. So I think taking care of the boards was a big thing, big carryover from game one. So it's just a lot of little things add up to good defense.
But when you first got here, I remember the first few years that you with Chris, you said that just feels like there's a lot that you can do it. Do you think there's like a edge, tenacity that it has flipped a little bit in this third year, or kind of just what are your thoughts on that? Maybe it's the same.
No, I think he's grown. It's a credit to Chris, the work, the time he puts in, but I think he's constantly growing as a player. I think evolving, finishing, some of his left-hand finishes tonight, impressive. And, and I think, having Drew as a point guard and getting him into places and obviously Giannis and he have a combination of feeling and play well together. So, but I think Chris has just grown as a player.
Mark Schwartz, ESPN.
But, you know, Chris is one of those guys that doesn't point to himself and create a lot of, you know, attention. He was a second-round pick. A lot of NBA fans probably don't even know where he went to college. Why do you think he's been able to go so far under the radar for his entire career when he can be capable of doing what he did tonight?
Yeah, no, it's hard to sometimes, you know, understand, you know, who catches and people's attention and so on and so forth. But he's a winner. You know, from the day I've been around him, he's done nothing but win. He does all the little things. He's quiet, but his voice is loud in our locker room. His voice is loud in our timeouts. You know, so I think he's one of those guys that's, you know, very smooth and just, you know, has a way of playing and can score in ways that, you know, I think kind of sneak up on people. And but he went to Texas A&M, where my oldest son is a senior also. So go Aggies.
Does he rise to the level of superstar? I know you're a little biased, but would you characterize him as a superstar in this league?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not big on, you know, labeling and phrases and terms and all that stuff. He's just a hell of a player. There's lots of great players in this league, and we know what Chris can do for us and how we can win with him, and that's what's most important.
Joe, last one. Just checking back in on Giannis. Obviously, he had huge numbers, real slow start, and in the fourth quarter, there was a time where he just had both hands on his knee. How is his calf? Do you think it took him a minute to actually get those?
You know, I think the calf is in a good place. You know, he's going to have to stay on top of it. He's going to have to get, you know, I think extra time with the sports performance group. But, you know, all these guys, you know, Drew 42, Chris 42, 43 minutes, Giannis 40 or whatever he's at. In this series, recovery and taking care of your body in between games were every other day for the whole series. So, you know, Giannis and his calf, everybody with their whole bodies, we got to put time in between now and tip for Game 4. All right, thanks, guys.
Bucks now move to 15-1 when Trae scores 35 or more after the loss in Game 3. Let's take a listen to Trae Young.
How's your ankle feeling, and also how did it feel when you had to go out there and fight on it in that fourth quarter as well?
Yeah, it's sore right now. It's hurting. It's frustrating. Yeah, I mean it's hurting a little bit, and it's sore. I got some treatment on it. I'm gonna go get some more in the morning. Yeah, I mean that's all I can do right now is to get treatment, and then yeah, when I came back in, it was just kind of sore, and I maybe mad I couldn't really go as fast as I wanted to, and then when I did, it hurt. So just gotta get treatment, and hopefully it feels better for next game.
Did you just kind of tweak it when you came down wrong on the press foot?
Yeah, I came down, on that dude's ankle.
Chris. In what ways did you feel like you were limited in that fourth quarter after coming back from your spring?
Really just my blow by speed. Like that's a big part of my game is my ability just to blow by anybody. And when you're on the left side and you're trying to blow by, you got to use your right foot. And so my left hand pass to Bogey, I was going down the left side. It was in a lot of pain going back. So like I said, yeah, it's more just the push off and the blow by.
I understand that obviously you were able to return, but was there any consideration in your mind to rest it and not play in the fourth quarter?
A little bit for sure. I wanted to go out and at least try, and I got out there and I hit my first three, and then it's like everybody feels like I should be out there and keep fighting at least, and so that's something I just try to do is just keep fighting.
Yeah. Did you think down the stretch of the fourth quarter after your injury, your teammates were maybe a little bit hesitant, or the offense kind of ground down? Maybe you guys were looking towards you, trying to figure out what was going on with your ankle?
I don't know. I don't know what my teammates are thinking. I don't want to put words in their mouths or anything like that. But I mean, obviously with my ankle being the way it was, I mean, we definitely needed them to be more aggressive and things like that. And I think guys were shooting the right shots and making the right plays.
Do you think you'll play in Game 4?
I'm gonna get as much treatment as I can. That's the plan.
Tim. Was there any extra added frustration for you given how well you were playing until you got hurt?
For sure, definitely. Especially because we had the lead and we were doing good. We had a lot of momentum on our side, and just a freaking bad accident, and it just happened like that.
And I know you're obviously good at putting bad games behind you, but what was kind of the last couple of days like for you as you were kind of getting ready for this game after winning Game 2?
I was just focused. I don't, like I've been saying, I never get too high or too low. I want to just enjoy this moment, enjoy this playoff experience, and we're a team with a lot of guys in their first experience here, and to just really enjoy the moment and not put too much pressure on us, on ourselves, and just go out there and have fun and enjoy the game and learn from the game. And I think we did a good job of that. So.
Sherrod.
Yeah, two questions for you. First question, you mentioned that you are going to be getting treatment. Will there be any testing done on the accuracy of disorders?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. I'm getting an MRI in the morning too. So.
And my follow-up question is something that Nate had mentioned to us about how this is kind of having a rough game. He's not going to just run and talk to you every time you have a learning process that you're going to be going through. How has that been for you, being so young, still learning a lot about the game, and knowing you are in a position of leadership, trying to figure out a lot of this stuff out on the fly? What has that been?
It's definitely beneficial. For me, I don't want to have 2 bad games in a row. I know it's going to happen sometimes in the NBA. You play a lot of games, and you're going to have bad nights and off shooting nights. And I had a terrible game too, and I just didn't want to let my teammates down the way I did in the first or in Game 2. So I just wanted to come out here and play hard and play for them and try to bounce back in a better way.
All right, Jelani, go ahead.
We'll start with Jeff Schultz on Zoom.
Trey, I know it all happened really fast, but I'm just curious, when you turned and you stepped on the official's foot, did you not see him, or did you thought you had more room there? I'm just curious.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I didn't see him. I don't know the rule. I don't know if he's supposed to give me at least a step out of bounds, or, I don't know what it is. But, I didn't see him, obviously.
And then you sort of just touched on this too, but how determined were you after the last game to sort of really lead your team this game? Because obviously you came out, I think you hit your first 3 shots and you were all over the place.
Yeah, very determined, but it wasn't enough. So I'm not going to sit here and talk about my game and how well I played or whatever early in the game, because it wasn't enough. So it was definitely a thought of mine to come out and play better, for sure, than Game 2. Definitely motivated. I feel like I let my teammates down. So that was the motivation for me as a guard, at least give our team a chance and be better than I was last game.
Yeah, Trey, any injury is frustrating, but is it doubly so more when it's such a freakish kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It sucks, but knock on wood, but all my injuries have been because I've stepped on somebody's foot, and it's been a tough thing that I've had to deal with, but I've just got to be more mindful of where people's feet are, and I guess I gotta have eyes behind my head now, watch the out of bounds line for these refs. So it's got to be better, and it's just a crazy accident.
Did you and Sean Wright have a chance to talk, or did he say anything to you afterwards? Or?
Nah, we ain't talk.
Thank you.
2 more from the Zoom room, and then we'll go back in person. We'll go to Mark Bradley and then Brandon Harper. All right, the last one from Zoom will come from Brandon Harper.
Hey, Trey, obviously, Chris Middleton, really showed up finally in this series after having 2 mediocre games. What do you all need to do better in game 4 to kind of corral him and I guess kind of make sure keep him at bay?
I mean, yeah, we just got to do better job of just being a little bit more physical with him and just, I don't know, making it tough. I mean, he's a good player, guy who can really score, get going, and he just had one of those nights tonight where he was going. So we definitely got to key in on him a little bit better and just be better for game 4.
The question of the night for Trey will come from Sarah Spencer.
Hey Trey, this is on a little bit of a different topic, but it seems like Onyeka has given you guys a lot of really good minutes lately, especially tonight. What has it been like to kind of watch him blossom, especially just being a rookie?
It's been really good. I was telling the other day, I mean, he's definitely fortunate and blessed he gets to play in the playoffs his rookie year. He gets to play in this type of experience and these type of moments. So he's been playing really well, being aggressive when he gets the opportunity and playing really well on the defensive end. Been good, and I think he had an and-one dunk that wasn't called, but it was a good play by him, and he's just been playing hard, and it's been good to see from him.
Thank you, Trey.
Creed Gallo had 18 of those. Now we'll take a listen.
I think it's been very important. It's something that I thought we did a pretty good job tonight, but it's definitely something that we need to get better at. But definitely out of the 3 games that we played, I thought this, recognizing the matchups tonight was the best out of the 3 games.
And just to follow up to that, Chris Middleton obviously had it going there. When a player is just in that kind of rhythm, just from your experience, what's the key to trying to slow that down or minimize that when a guy gets rolling?
You got to be more physical on the one-on-one. Whoever plays defense on him, you got to be more physical and sometimes send two guys on him. You can't just let a guy dominate like that the quarter. And so when he started going, we needed to do a better job, and we didn't do it.
Chris Kirschner?
Did you feel like Trey was himself after coming back after rolling his ankle off?
I mean, I don't know how bad the ankle. If it was an ankle sprain, I think I don't know how bad it is, but it was definitely limping. So I'm guessing it was not feeling very good.
All right, Jelani?
McLean Baxley from the AJC.
You come off the bench, 18 points. What do you contribute to this team, and how good does it feel when you get out there and have an impact like you did tonight?
It's just what I'm supposed to do is my job, but we didn't win the game, so it was not enough. So we all need to be better next game and get a win at home.
There in the third quarter, I saw you go down for a minute and you kind of hauled it up. How are you feeling, physically?
So, but I'll be fine for game 4.
Copy that.
Danilo, congrats for the game. Sorry, you guys didn't get the win. What do you think you did best out there, and what do you think you need to improve?
I think that we started the game very well. We played a pretty good first half, but we need to be against a team like this that have experience and so many weapons. We need to play physical for 48 minutes. We need to take care of the ball, and we need to control the boards. Is one of the best teams especially getting on the offensive board. So we need to do a better job with that.
Just a couple more. First from Leonardo Torres.
Hi Gallo, it's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Hope you're well. Gallo, how difficult was it to play without Trey, and what you should do in case you don't have him at 100% for the next game?
I mean, of course, is our best player. So if to play without him is tough. But it's been a tough season in terms of injuries for everybody, especially in this team. We never played a game with the full squad, so but everybody stepped up, and we had a pretty good season. So we've been doing that, and in case somebody's down, somebody else stepped out and played a great game. So we need to keep doing that.
Two more from Zoom. First from Andres Lopez.
Thank you. First of all, congrats on your great game tonight. If there's one thing that this team does not lack, and we've seen it time and time again, is confidence. Moving forward, where do you guys draw confidence from to turn around this series?
We always believe in ourselves, and this is just a loss, but we have another game in 2 days, and we're gonna be focused on that game. So that's what we did already in the series against Philly, and so we've been in this position before, and we'll be ready for Game 4.
Thank you.
Final question from Zoom will come from Jonathan Simmons.
Hello, Gallo. Congratulations on a good game tonight. I know you would prefer that the Hawks would win the game. Two questions. One, what do you think the team can do offensively to be able to move the ball around more? It seems like at times there's a lot of dribbling and it gets stagnant. And then also, how much is going to help you going forward that this team has already been able to battle back from tough situations in the playoffs?
Well, like you said, it was something that we need to get better at. The ball movement is something that sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't, and we need to be more consistent throughout the 48-minute game, like you said. So that's something that we need to get better at. And like I said before, we've been in this situation before. We're gonna regroup, talk about the game tomorrow. Rest, get our energy back, and be ready for Game 4. Like you said, and like I said, we did it before. We've been in this situation before, and I'm sure that everybody's gonna be ready to play Game 4.
Thanks, Gallo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gallo. That was our final.
Chris Middleton, who outscored the Hawks in the fourth quarter 20-17.
To come back in the fourth to heat up the way you did, how did you have to collect yourself at all and refocus? What kind of flipped there for you from that time? You kind of had to sit to coming back in.
No, I mean, I definitely disagree with the foul calls that I got. But it is what it is. They call the fouls. I just got to move on from it. That's all I did. Came out, just took it as a normal rest, and just be ready to go. And I came back in.
I mean, we've seen you on heaters like that in the regular season, things of that nature. Is it, as you're sitting here now, is it a little different? Does it feel different knowing the stage and the stakes and kind of what it meant to do that?
Nah, I don't think about the stage at all when we're playing. I just try to, stay in the moment. Stay in the possession, not worry about, the playoffs or a regular season or a must-win or just a preseason game. I try to play everything out the same way.
Chris, you're a guy that's obviously looked up to Kobe throughout your career. You are now a postseason closer. What does that mean? What does it mean to be the guy that gets the ball?
It feels good, I will say that. But I think with our team, we're so unselfish. If anybody has it going, that ball goes to them. Some games it's me, some games it's Giannis, some games it's Drew. We all have a great feel about who has it going, who has the best matchup, and who can create the best look. So when it's my turn or my time to have it, I'm thinking the same way to try to get the best shot up for everybody.
For you, PJ has an open quarter three. We all know what he can do as a quarter three-point shooter, and he gives it to you as you're on that heater. Just what was it like for you to know that he's got that trust that I'm going to swing?
Nah, he's one of the most unselfish teammates. He puts his body on the line every possession, and he just he talks to everybody playing the right way. Talks about the extra passes, moving the ball, stuff like that. He doesn't care about his shot attempts or anybody's shot attempts. He just wants to find a way to win.
Is there a moment or a shot that it was like, all right, yeah, I know this is going to keep going in now?
I can't think of one specifically. I think once I realized I had 2 in a row, just told myself to keep trying to find a shot to get up, knowing that I was going to have a good chance of getting in. That's how I was thinking at that time.
I know you're not one to turn around and pat yourself on the back when your teammates are, but do you allow yourself to be proud at all of putting up a 20-point fourth quarter?
Yeah, I'm proud of myself, no matter what. Second round pick, working my way into rotation after I got traded. To me, that's a win. So every time I'm out there, I play with pride. Doesn't matter if I play play well or play bad, I know I'll give him my all out there. That's what I'm most proud about.
Chris, I'm just curious, like 2 years ago, you guys were just getting to this point. Conference finals against Toronto, took it to a lead, but a lot has changed since then. How have you grown since then? Like, the numbers were the same, but you look like a more confident, sure player at this point.
Just the experience. Like you said, we've seen a lot. The only step we haven't got to is the NBA Finals. But, you know, during the postseason, we realized that each game is a different game, and each game matters. You can't look ahead or look behind. You have to move on, even in possession. So that's all, you know, I try to, you know, talk to the guys on the bench during timeouts and during the games. Just, you know, mistake happens, stay with it. We always say, don't never too high, never too low.
But you don't seem to be the type of like frustration build. But is there frustration when you're supposed to get to the finals and you don't, and you know these opportunities are precious?
Yeah, those frustrations come after the season, the off season, when I'm at home watching guys play. But on the court, no, I don't think about those things too much. Even if we lose. It's all about moving on to the next one, find a way to get better and win the next game.
Your elbow okay?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Kind of following what Vince talked about. Obviously, the team that you're playing is different. Won the first two years ago in the conference finals, but you are again 2 minutes away from the finals. Does it feel different this time?
I couldn't, you know, give you an honest opinion. I really don't think about, you know, the past or that Toronto series too much. We have a whole new team. I feel like I've gotten better personally. Our team has gotten better all around. Like I said, more experience. So we're just taking it one game at a time. We're not thinking about 2 games away from the finals like you guys keep saying. We're just thinking about the next game, trying to get this next one before we go back home.
Chris, during the stretch you had in the fourth quarter, does it feel different to you when you're going through it, or do you feel like it's a normal stretch of basketball to you?
It just feels like it's a normal stretch of basketball to me. There's tons of possessions in games. But now, yeah, it felt normal. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Mark Schwartz.
Chris, like you mentioned, you were a second-round pick. When people think of the Milwaukee Bucks, the first person that always would come to mind is Giannis. And here you are scoring 20 points in the fourth quarter of one of the biggest playoff games in franchise history. What is it like to have that journey to go from second-round pick to playoff closer, breaking records in franchise marks?
It's great. I mean, you know, this is a career I wanted since I was a kid, to be a professional basketball player, to have a huge impact on my team in any way. So each day, my dream is a reality. It feels like so. You know, I'm out there just playing hard, trying to find a way to win, but also enjoying it, having fun in the moment.
What's the biggest reason why you have attained what you have and that you're able to do these kind of things in games this big?
Just trusting my work. That's what it comes down to, the work, you know, in the off season, during the season, and learning the game at each step.
Why do you think you guys were able to handle going down in the first quarter? Like, in game one, the same thing happened, it got you. Tonight it didn't. What was kind of the difference? Is it somebody saying something, you guys going through it again?
I mean, the main message was stay calm. I mean, we were going to get, you know, a good punch. They're at home. They're feeling good. They got one on the road against us. But, yeah, that's what it is. When you're back home, you feel good about yourself. So our thing was we definitely didn't start the way we wanted to, but just go ahead and take that hit, rebound, regroup, stay calm, knowing that there's a lot of game left.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks. Honest.
Greatness. What I saw today was unbelievable. It was freaking unbelievable. Carried the team at the end, man, and just, you know, being able to, like, he turned the ball over like 2 times, and after that he was like locked in. He was like, pass me the ball, and we were giving the ball, you know. And I've talked in the past that there's moments that, you know, we know when to set screens for him. We know when he wants the ball, and that was the moment. We were like, get the hell out of the way, give him the ball, take us home, Chris, and that's what he did. And as I said, you know, I talked to him a little bit in the locker room. You know, what I saw today was unbelievable, and for me, it was greatness. Simple as that.
Aaron asked about the fact that
think throughout the whole journey of being with him for 8 years, you know, from the start, like obviously we were young, tried to figure it out, but you know, once we started to figure it out, that showed that he was like, it's tough, you know, and he's going to give everything for the team, every given night, every time he steps on the floor, no matter if he plays well, no matter if he doesn't play well, he's always there. He's always giving everything for the team, and that's a lot. That's a lot.
You're both fighting, you have scratches all over your arms. Like, what does it mean for you that dude is still with you, and he's the one that's supposed to play?
It's an unbelievable journey, you know, and it was crazy. It's crazy. We were talking about maybe like, I don't know, maybe like a few days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, we were in the locker room, and we were talking about like, how long are you gonna play for? You know, we just had a silly conversation, and he like, I'm not gonna say exactly what he said, but like I told him, I said, hey, the day you retire is gonna be the toughest day in my career, because like I've been with you the whole time, and it's been an unbelievable journey. It's a great team, this guy, man. Where we started, where we are, where he started, where he is right now. As you said, closing games. And that's what we need from Chris. We need him to, you know, be aggressive. We need him to taking over games, make good decisions, and play often.
The other day, he had said he had never seen you make that little up and under finger roll, you know, one-on-one setting.
He's lying. I'm joking.
What did you see from him in the one-on-one setting? Like, what is it like if you two are playing one-on-one? Like, is it the same thing right there?
What you mean? The same thing that? Hell no, I'm joking. But one thing that like I was like, it was strange to me, like today that I saw from him. Like we got the rebound, and Drew was in the right side of the floor. I was in the middle, and he was like in the left corner, right? And he was like, you know, begging for the ball, and I'm looking, and I'm like, he's not open, you know, but like he took the ball. Drew took the ball, swing it, I think, to Pat or somebody, and they swing it to Chris, and Chris like pound fake, tried to drive the ball, did not drive the ball, came to the three-point line, took a step to the corner, like almost like behind the backboard, cash. You know, like that's greatness. I mean, you know, and like we've done that when we play one-on-one a lot of times, and I think one thing that over the time that he got better, especially against me, is that he learned how to like use his body and his shoulders and his stops to like shoot over me. He's really elite in that.
How mad are you when you get put over the top? I feel like
I'm mad as hell. You know, because like he's one of those players that you play great defense, and you're right there, and you're like, okay, I got him. Now he can't go nowhere, and all of a sudden he's just rainbow shot over the top of you, cash. You know, but he's special for a reason, and he showed it tonight.
Aside from the physical stuff, putting in the work, what is, your buddy even mentioned, like sort of the composure. And how have you seen that maybe grow from, you know, we get 4 fouls after 3 quarters? He admitted, he's like, I didn't like those calls, maybe get a little frustrated, but then it turns it around. Is that part of experience of, in terms of Chris? Like learning, I'm not getting calls. Maybe I shouldn't get called. But then able to kind of block that out, put it aside, and not let it linger at the end of the game.
You know, he's the ace of Cards fans, you know, and no matter what goes on in the first quarter, first half, whatever the case might be, you got to let it go. You got to keep playing the game. You know, you got to do whatever it takes to win the game. You know, if you get called by silly fouls, or if you turn the ball over, or if you make wrong decision, you got to keep playing because that's what the team wants us to do. You know, to keep playing and figure out the way to put ourselves in a position to win the game. But I think he played great throughout the fouls. I don't remember the fouls. I don't know. Finished with what? What the fouls that?
Yeah, 4 in the third.
Oh, yeah, right here, 4. So I I think he did great. He played great. Played through the fouls, and it was good.
Early in the game, you guys were down 15, but said that you were in the huddle, said, hey, it's one stop at a time, go with one stop at a time, eventually with leadership. I know what you've talked about, finding the time to be vocal. I guess you speak to that today, and what that meant. When did you feel like, okay, they need to hear from me, you can get back in?
No, like I'm a guy. I lead by example, and I don't talk a lot, but I talk specific. You know, and at that moment, you know, when I see heads down and that the game might be going away, I try to remind guys one stop at a time, one position at a time. You know, and in that way, we can put ourselves in a position. Like that doesn't mean we're gonna win the game, but the mindset changed now. Instead of like, okay, they're up to 15, they're hitting all the threes, we can't stop them, whatever the case might be. Let's focus on one stop, one possession at a time. And there's moments, you know, that I feel that I have to, you know, say that, you know. But at the end of the day, like it's not that I feel like I'm the leader of the team. I have to be vocal. It doesn't really work like that. You know, the other guys vocal, PJ is vocal, Chris is vocal, Drew is vocal. But I try to, as I said, not talk a lot, but talk specific. You know, be specific with my words and try to throw them out there in the right time, because I think it means more to the people that listen to you. I hurt my pinky. I was good. You know, I was just a little bit sore, banged up from game 2. That's pretty much it. I was good, and hopefully, you know, I get some rest tomorrow and get ready for game 4.
When the Nets, when they started out, they had Kyrie, they had KD was coming back, and they came in for games. The whole league was talking about how that's a super team. This is their year. How hard was that for you to kind of block that out and kind of stay the course? Now you're two wins away from the finals.
I didn't focus on that. I'm not on social media, so I didn't know what they were talking about. First of all, I didn't know the trade happened. You know, so I went to the locker room talk. Guys say, "Oh, do you saw James Harden went to the Nets?" So I tried to stay away from that. Obviously, I knew they're going to be a very, very tough team to beat, and one guy, two guys can't do it. We got to do it as a team, and that's what we did. It was a tough series, and but we played great basketball. We were able to advance, but now we just got to focus on one game at a time. Like game 4, it's a big game. It's a big game for us, and also for the Hawks. But we got to do what we do. We got to keep playing good basketball, keep helping one another, keep finding each other on offense. And if we make it to the finals, we make it to the finals. But like we got to focus on game 4. I don't care about the finals. I don't care about the end of the finals. I don't care about the summit after the finals. What I care about is game 4. You know, and that's the message to the whole team. We got to take it possession at a time, game at a time, and just enjoy the game, and we're going to be in a good place.
How important is trust in your relationship with Chris, considering the fourth quarter that could usually be your time? You could manage the ball and say, how important is the trust that you give him space to be that player?
No, I trust this guy to death, and if he wants the ball, he gets it. Simple as that. He was knocking down shots. You know, it doesn't really matter who's the first guy. It does not matter. We play basketball. You know, we try to win games. And if Bobby can come in and help us win a game, I'll take that every day. Now, you know, I want to be a winner, and I have the whole game to be, you know, the guy. I don't care about being the guy in the fourth quarter. Whoever wants to be the guy in the fourth quarter, and or Chris or Drew, or PJ or Bobby or Brino, whoever the case might be, and help us win game, that's what I care about, you know? So yeah, but I trust Chris to death. If Chris asks for the ball, better give him the ball. What we got? He did?
Yeah, and he has to get an MRI tomorrow. How do you think that changed their offense?
So I didn't see him.
He backed out and stepped on the referee's foot, Bulls ankle, had to go to the locker room.
Well, I wish him healthy recovery. Hopefully he's ready for game 4. Big vocal point in their offense. So yeah, as I said, I wish him the best. I hope he can be able to compete at game 4. But yeah, the Hawks definitely need him. You know, as I said, he's a big part of what they do, and he's tough. He's tough to guard. So yeah.
So what was working for your defense tonight?
What was working? Switching, keeping guys in front, making them make a play. You know, to not let them go downhill, and just making them make tough shots. Like as you see, Herder, Young, Boogie, all those guys, like they were trying to make tough shots over, like playing one-on-one, make tough shots over length. You know, so that's what we want, and we're able to get that in the last 5 minutes. And we were able to rebound the ball as well better today. So that's why we were in a good spot and we won the game.
Mark Schwartz, last one.
Giannis, you know Chris Middleton better than just about anybody on the planet. Why do you think 38 NBA general managers essentially missed on this guy and he waited till the 39th pick to be chosen in the second round of the draft? What didn't they see?
I don't know, man. That's a tough question. I'm not a GM, so you know I can answer that question. I'm really good at identifying talent, like finding talent, but in that case, you know, obviously they made a mistake. This guy's a 2-time All-Star, leading his team to through the Eastern Conference Finals. Great player, being always every night, is always there. So you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy that he's on my team, and 38 GM missed out on him.
What is there inside that guy that you can't measure in a combine?
Bobby said it. I think said it best. His heart. He's always there. Like he's always there. No matter if he's hurting, no matter if he's not feeling well, no matter if he's not playing well, he's always there, and that says a lot.
Thanks, Giannis.
Thank you guys.
With me, have Smitty with me. GA, coming to you first. We saw Trae Young's ankle injury stepping on the ref. We saw his conversation about it in the post-game. Does this series change permanently now with this ankle injury? And what were your thoughts on his post-game interaction?
Yeah, listen, it's always a concern when your best player potentially gets hurt, and I get that, but I don't think the injury determined the outcome of the game. He wasn't guarding Chris Middleton, nor was he going to be guarding Chris Middleton. In fact, nobody was guarding Chris Middleton. That's why he dropped 20. He just got into a great rhythm, and obviously I don't think he's going to miss any game time. I think he's going to be fine. He's going to be a little sore. There's no doubt about that. But ultimately, this comes down to the inability of the Hawks to keep the Bucks out of the paint and to be able to impact their best players. And then they got to find somebody else to complement Trae Young offensively. Bogdanovich really struggled. Herder didn't give him the boost that they need. They've got to find somebody else to help to kind of carry them offensively if he is going to be limited in any way.
Yeah, and to your point, Jay, if not, the Bucks are starting to catch a rhythm on the offense of the Atlanta Hawks. You love the way they share the basketball, but it's very predictable. It's high screen and roll. Who is ready to go. He's getting 15 points in 16 minutes. Give Bobby a little bit more minutes. He can put up some more stats. So I think that's a good sign for the Milwaukee Bucks, the way he's playing alongside Giannis.
Yeah, Portis is well rested after not playing much during the Brooklyn series. So he's fresh and ready to go. Well, we'll be fresh and ready to go on Tuesday. Game 3 was tonight.